Okay, so I believe this is a quite fun and easy model to do, even if it's quite spectacular in rendering, but it's more easy to model than you think. So I would like to have a go at it. Just this is my starting plate. This is for reference is 1 meters by 1 meters cube, and let's say you want to download this, even if you find this could be quite cumbersome to adapt this to your actual project. In this way you can actually take your plan view, assuming you got one, and you will have something like this in your plan view. I believe something like that. You can just offset this, erase this, and group this. Okay, and now I just model another square a little bigger and group it, and then we will see why I need this. Let's assume this is your plan view of the pendant lamp, and now what you need is to create a component just about here, and let's say you want this to be maybe 1 centimeter, and you want to keep this as much low poly as possible. Maybe 3 segment is good enough, because you don't want to clutter your model. This will appear good enough in your rendering and will help you to spare on the poly count. Maybe you can extrude this just about 3 meter or what you need, and then group it and convert it to a component. You can call this maybe cable or something like that. Then you can go in and select the top face and group this and erase, because you don't need this, and this will add just a lot of polygons when you copy this. And then you can take this surface of the cable, create a new material for this, and call it maybe cable, and just take this material and assign it to the main surface of the cable. And then you can go in and just paint this face with a different material, which may be more yellowish. You can call this emissive and use this as an emissive material in your rendering, maybe adding some lens flare or glow just to enhance the effect, but this from a distance could be good enough for you. Now what you need to do is to take this component. Maybe this you can copy just about 15 centimeters is good enough, times 20 times 22 maybe. Okay, nice. And then you want to select all this stuff and copy it just another 15 centimeters in this direction, and then put this in between, so this may be 7.5 centimeters. Okay, now you take this couple of row you created and copy this about maybe 30 centimeters times 20 maybe. No, this is not good enough. Times 35 times 40. Okay, times 38, so times 39 is good. Okay, now you can maybe move to your top view, exclude the perspective, and then select just 2 rows of this stuff and copy it another 15 centimeters times 40 maybe, times 50 in this case, times 55 times 53. Okay, that's good. Now what you can do, you can select all this stuff and move this quite upward. This is quite easy. Okay, once you do this, maybe I want to reactivate perspective just for the sake of convenience, and then I'll use this free plugin to create the curved surface, the curved shape. Maybe something like this is good. Then I double click it to add it, and I can select this side and add a quad patch, and then select these two sides, add a couple more, and then you can select this face and raise it a bit. Maybe you want to also select this vertex and raise this, and then you can select this and rotate a bit depending on the shape you want to actually achieve. Another thing I can do is to type in let's say 16s to have a bit more roundness, and then I can simply take all of these and go to the Beziere surface and convert to editable mesh. Now I can take this and pull up a little up as needed, then enter this component and extrude these. Okay, now what I can do, I can enter this one and select this surface and intersect faces with model. Okay, and then I can take this, invert my selection, delete this. I'm left with this surface. I can now erase this construction geometry. Maybe it's better to reverse this face. Not sure if this is needed, but you know. Now I'll use another plugin. I select all this stuff and actually throw maybe move this further down just to make sure it doesn't interfere with this selection. Select all this stuff and use this extension Trow to, and use the option Trow to infinity, and then pick one point, and as a direction I choose the negative z-axis and click, and now the calculation will be quite intensive. It will throw all this stuff and make it collide with the other stuff, so that you will left with the cables to the proper height. Okay, you can take all of this, all of this stuff and just delete, and you can also select this group, the collider group you can delete. And if I turn off my segments, you see I got the emissive surfaces and the cables, and let's say you have got your regular ceiling, and you just want I just try to mimic this, assuming you model this properly, but you know, this would be something like this, maybe also something like that, I don't know, and give it more precision like your actual ceiling. Maybe this would be even a bit higher, and this could be lower, maybe, I don't know. You know, this is your ceiling, let's assume, and if you got something like that, you can simply go in, convert these in a standard mesh, and maybe reverse face, just to mimic the ceiling. You will do this in your actual model. Another thing you can do, you can select this, invert the selection, select all this stuff and group, go in, you just this is just if you need this, you can skip this step actually if you don't need this, and go in, explode all this stuff if you want to trim that to the surface, and then you can select all the surfaces and just intersect faces with model again, and this will calculate a bit. Let's give it the time. Maybe I want to speed up my PC a bit. Excuse the fans, but you know. And now if I activate the segments, you can see I can select all this stuff, group it, and erase this. So I can trim all this stuff. And this one too. Or maybe better, you can simply select all this and this and group it, invert the selection and erase unneeded stuff. So you know, you can do a bit of cleanup, but the basic concept is this, and you can render this, and this will be quite good, I believe. So I hope this is helpful for you, and see you next time.